Hello. I got my paws on double Citra 4 seam from Idle Hands. This one is supposed to be pretty good. They've only made it one time before, like last year. So it's not a double version of 4 seam. It's not double dry hopped version. They just use twice as much Citra in this. Citra is the primary hop, focus of 4 seam. There are other hops in it, but they don't tell you what they are. So I guess they keep it the same, basically, with the same other hops. They just use twice as much Citra, basically. I think they always double dry hop it. That's just how it always is. So this is canned today, hours ago actually. Let's see, 2:50. So this is canned like 6 hours ago. Very fresh, and it's 6.6% alcohol. I like 4 seam a lot. I'm expecting this to be quite good. We'll see if it's a bit too fresh. Being canned today, that looks very nice, very, very pale, very hazy. And lots of big soapy bubbles happening here. We'll see what happens when that dies down a little bit, but a really nice looking beer, and I'm smelling delicious things already. Ooh. That is just huge, gigantic creamsicle smell. Just candied orange and vanilla for days, as they say. Really, really nice. Nothing off-putting. Yeah, I mean, I could list off a bunch of tropical fruits that are in there too. It almost smells like a marshmallow or something. That's just their yeast, and especially Citra. Citra to me just has these vanilla-y, marshmallow-y, creamy type aromas and flavors. It doesn't smell like it's going to be too bitter. We'll see if it's kind of chalky on the tongue, but there isn't a huge amount of dankness. That'll probably change once it warms up a bit. And it has that, it smells like that just like super duper intense Citra to the 211 beer. It has that smell that you get from, some beers that are almost like whale-like beers. King Sue back in the day, I don't know if it's quite as impressive these days. The batches vary. But I love that smell. No, nothing scary about it. No weird yeast esters or phenols. Whew. Definitely some texture on the tongue. A slight chalkiness, but we'll see if it develops an unpleasant hop burn, as they call it. But it basically tastes like a smell. Maybe there's a little bit more other citrusy notes, but in the finish it seems pretty sweet and creamy, for sure. And the feel is pretty big too. And there is a little bit of chalkiness that'll probably die down a bit. And there's some bitterness. A little bit of a spiciness comes in. A little bit of an earthiness comes in after 2 sips. But damn, this is up there with double dry hop 4 Point. Harder to get, but $4 cheaper than double dry hop 4 Point. Wow, that's very, very intense beer. This is really, really, really good. The head didn't stick around very well. That's the one thing, is that it's a little bit chalky, and the head's not perfect, so that happens with these super duper murky beers sometimes. Maybe both of them things will improve with a teeny bit of age, but everything else about it is outstanding. This is very, very, very good. I would probably choose this over a lot of Treehouse beers and Trillium beers, honestly. It's really, really clean. That's what I like about basically all Idle Hands beers. Their yeast doesn't have a bunch of weird flavors. This is just really, really just throwing a huge amount of Citra hops at you, and there's nothing really in the way. Let's see if I can get some dankness out of there. No, it's not. It's not really oniony or anything like that. It has, a generic resinous character to it, of course. It's fantastic. I really like this one. It isn't a totally perfect beer, but it deserves over a 4.5 for sure. Now they say dank tropical fruit, candied citrus. I guess they say, yeah, it's background notes of dank tropical fruit, which I would agree with. It's super just candied citrus, creamsicle. But not too sweet at all. The chalkiness actually helps a little bit to dry it out. If you can get your mitts on this, it won't last long. I think it's a brewery only thing. They released only like 50 cases today. But if you like a double dry hop 4 points, you might like this one even better. This is fantastic. This is, close to like a 4.75 for me. Maybe my current favorite Citra focused beer. Goodbye.